Collective Con, I am here with Sid from Caught Red Headed Cosplay for very obvious reasons. Sid, first of all, how are you doing today? How are you enjoying your Collective Con weekend?
Pretty good. It's a little cold in here, but other than that,
I already regretted not having a hoodie. It's definitely freezing.
Yeah, it is really cold today, but it's rainy out, so.
Well said. How are you enjoying your Collective Con weekend?
It's good. Today's a lot better than yesterday. A lot of people coming through. It was really great. Nice to talk to so many, weebs, fellow weebs.
You're among your tribe today.
Yes, I know. Very nice.
And for the uninitiated, what's your cosplay? Who are you today?
I am Yoko Lintner from Gurren Lagann.
How do you find time? How much time do you have to watch, enjoy anime, manga, and all that? Like, in between cosplay, I can imagine there's only so much time to actually sit down and enjoy a good show.
Yeah, I have a lot less time these days than I used to. I actually tend more toward video games to de-stress, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm usually stressing myself out making cosplay. So I don't really have quite as much time anymore because I really prefer subs instead of dubs. But every once in a while I'll get around to something usually new in the season, and I'll finish it up at least.
So it sounds like with such limited time, I imagine only the cream of the crop is what you're watching. What are some of those shows or things that you're watching to decompress?
Ooh,
or playing?
Chainsaw Man. I love Chainsaw Man. It is my personality trait these days. Unironically, my personality trait. But other than that, I usually play League. I play a lot of League, which to anybody who knows anything about League, that's not typically something people play to de-stress, but sometimes it helps somehow, and I can't tell you how, though.
Yeah. Sometimes animated video game violence is just what you need after a long day. Speaking of long days, how long would you say, or I guess how many hours would you say you clock in when it comes to just sewing, crafting, building your cosplays for events like this? What's the lead up time?
So sometimes it's definitely very different. Some things I can put together in a couple of days. And then one of my longest has actually taken me 4 straight weeks of constant work. So that's probably one of my longest, but I'd say overall I could probably put most things together within 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I do fortunately have the time to craft since this is my day job, so I do have the time to do such, so I can do it pretty decently quick.
That's awesome. It sounds like you're really blessed to do the things that, you really love to do. And I'm assuming, obviously if this is your full-time gig, that you're no stranger to conventions. I'm sure your resume is probably long when it comes to convention appearances. What is maybe one of your most memorable convention experiences and meeting the fans of these characters that you portray or bring to life?
So I think without a doubt, my most meaningful experience and the one that I remember the most is probably my very first convention experience. The convention itself was a lot larger than I ever could have realized because I didn't know at the time how things were. But my first convention was actually Dragon Con in 2013, and to the people who know about cons, Dragon Cons, it's at downtown Atlanta, and it takes up a couple city blocks. It is a constant. People are everywhere.
It's like a national holiday down there.
Yeah, it really is. But I attended in my first ever cosplay, and just the feedback that I got from other people who enjoyed the fandom and the characters and stuff was just so overwhelming that I didn't stop. So I'm still doing it to this day.
And what would you say, top 3 or even just top 1 most popular cosplays of yours?
Definitely Ryuko. From Kill la Kill. I'd also say this one that I'm wearing, Yoko. And I'm not really sure for a third one. Maybe Nami now. I think Nami's been pretty popular. Or Bon from Seven Deadly Sins. Okay. So one of those probably.
And last question. For all the aspiring cosplayers that want to be the next Sid, what piece of advice would you give? And primarily one that you wish you would have received early on into your cosplay journey that maybe would have saved you a load of headache and hardship.
I feel like this is not really a substantial answer, but I think it's one of my biggest one, and that is just to do it, to just do it. Because, like, I actually waited until this year. I've been doing cosplay for 10 years at this point, but I waited until this year to even start working with, like, foam to make armor cosplays. And it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought, and not only was it a learning process and a whole journey in and of itself, but it was really fulfilling in the end. And I'm definitely a little sad that I didn't take the steps to do it any sooner than just this year, 10 years after I first started. But yeah, just doing it and just like having the courage to put it on, because like no matter what, people at the convention will recognize you and hype you up and make you feel amazing. They will make you feel like you are that character. And I think that's more important than anything, because a lot of people don't really have the courage to do it in the first place. So just doing it is really honestly my answer.
I love the honesty, and that's a great answer. Thank you so much, Sid. Ladies and gents, Sid, Caught Red Headed Cosplay. All right, enjoy.